You're not waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for you to tune in. Every moment is a mirror. Every challenge, a reflection. Every breakthrough, a reply to your vibration. You've been taught to hustle, to fix, to chase. But what if the world isn't moved by effort? It's moved by frequency. This is the mirror principle. The truth that reality reflects your inner state with surgical clarity. Change the broadcast, and the picture shifts. Stay stuck in the old signal, and the loop repeats. So here's the invitation. Stop trying to bend the mirror. Start tuning the source, because the reflection is already listening, and the moment you change the signal, the world can't help but respond. Reality behaves like a cosmic mirror. It doesn't distort for your comfort. It doesn't decorate for your ego. It simply reflects, with astonishing precision, the frequency you are radiating right now. Think of it like this. You stand before an actual mirror, scowling, wishing the reflection would smile back. You could spend hours rearranging the reflection's hair, trying to paint a grin on its face, but the reflection won't change unless you change. The mirror itself remains perfectly still, unmoved, indifferent to your struggle. And yet, the moment you shift your expression, the change is instant. Here's the paradox. The reflection changes when you change, but the mirror doesn't move at all. This is how life works. The universe doesn't twist itself to match your wishes. It simply returns what you radiate. Your internal state is the command, and reality is the obedient reflection. We often get stuck thinking life will improve once the outside world shifts. Once the job comes, the relationship heals, the circumstances align. But that's like waiting for the reflection to fix itself before you decide to smile. It's backward. The moment you realize the mirror isn't the problem, that it has never been the problem, you reclaim your power. Because then you know, every external shift begins with an internal one. But here's where it gets interesting, because what you're radiating isn't always what you think. Every thought, every belief, every suppressed memory is quietly transmitting a signal. It's not visible like light, but it is just as real. Emotions are vibrations. Beliefs are frequencies. Your subconscious patterns, those you rarely notice, are constantly humming in the background, shaping what life mirrors back to you. Imagine holding a tuning fork and striking it. Another tuning fork, tuned to the same note, begins to vibrate automatically. No touch required. This is what your inner frequency does to reality. Your vibration calls forth experiences, people, and situations that resonate with it. If you hold an inner tone of fear, you'll start noticing more reasons to be afraid. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because it's matching the frequency you're playing. If you radiate trust, opportunities seem to appear in synchrony, as though the world has been waiting for your signal. The invisible artist here is your frequency. It paints the colors of your reality without ever picking up a brush. That's why two people can live in the same city, face the same events, and yet have completely different experiences, because the outer scene is just a canvas. The true image is painted by the frequency each person carries within. And here's the empowering part. You are not a prisoner of your current tone. Frequencies can be tuned, and when they are, the canvas shifts effortlessly. But before we talk about tuning, We need to understand what happens when the mirror doesn't look so perfect. Life doesn't just reflect our best frequencies. It also mirrors the hidden parts, the wounds we've tucked away, the beliefs we'd rather not admit. These show up as distorted reflections. Think of an actual mirror with a smudge or crack. When you look into it, the image isn't wrong. It's showing you exactly what's there, but with a disruption that draws your attention. The distortion isn't there to insult you. It's there to point towards something you might have missed. Unresolved pain, unexamined beliefs, and buried fears act like these smudges. They subtly alter the reflection you see in your life. Maybe the same type of conflict keeps showing up, no matter how much you try to avoid it. Maybe opportunities arrive but slip away at the last moment. These aren't random failures. They are invitations, coded signals, asking you to look inward. The ego sees these distortions as proof that life is unfair, but the mirror principle sees them as precise messages. Here's a place you can clear. Here's a frequency you can tune. And when you stop judging the distortion and start exploring it, you often discover that what seemed like a flaw was actually a portal. A portal to what? That's where we step into the real work, shifting the reflection from the inside out. If the mirror is simply reflecting, then the most direct way to change what you see is to change what you are projecting. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to think positive or pretending pain doesn't exist. That's like putting a sticker of a smile over a cracked reflection. It might hide the flaw for a moment, but the distortion remains underneath. True change starts with awareness. Begin noticing what you are broadcasting. How does your body feel most of the time, tense or open? What emotional state do you wake up in? What tone does your self-talk carry? These subtle cues reveal the frequency you're living in, often more accurately than your conscious thoughts. From awareness, you move into presence. When you become fully present in a moment, really here without mental noise, the vibration shifts naturally. Presence dissolves some of the static in your signal. You feel lighter, more aligned, more available for life to respond in kind. Then comes alignment. This is where you intentionally nurture the state you want to live in. Think of it like adjusting a radio dial until the static clears and the music comes through in perfect clarity. Meditation, breathwork, movement, time in nature. These aren't just feel-good habits. They are frequency tuning tools. As your frequency sharpens, the mirror begins to clear. Old images, created by outdated states, start to dissolve. Sometimes quickly, sometimes gradually, like fog lifting from a valley. At first, it can feel strange, even disorienting, as reality reorganizes. People might treat you differently. Opportunities may arrive that don't fit your old identity. This is the sign that the reflection is catching up to your new signal. And here's the key. You don't have to force the new picture to appear. Once the frequency is set, the reflection has no choice. It must match. But even as the reflection changes, there's a deeper truth that transforms the whole relationship between you and the mirror. At first, the mirror principle feels like a tool. You change, reality changes. But eventually, something profound reveals itself. There is no mirror separate from you. The outer world and the inner world are not two different places. They are one continuous field of consciousness. folding in on itself to create the illusion of here and there, self and other. The reflection isn't out there reacting to you. It is you seen from another angle. It's like standing in a hall of mirrors, thinking you're seeing different people, until you realize every reflection is just a different expression of the same one being, the same awareness, the same source. When this clicks, separation dissolves. You stop trying to manipulate life into giving you what you want, because you see that life is not a vending machine. It's your own hand reaching back through form. Every challenge is your challenge. Every gift is your gift. Every smile from a stranger is your own heart, winking at you through another face. In this unity, even the so-called distortions lose their sting. They're no longer mistakes to fix. They're facets of the same diamond, showing you where more light can enter. And this is where the mirror principle stops being a technique and becomes a way of being. You live tuned in, aligned, not because you're chasing a better picture, but because you've recognized the whole scene as you. We walk through life believing the mirror is out there, but it has always been the silent witness within. Every encounter, every challenge, every moment of beauty is a coded reflection of your inner state. When you shift your frequency, the world rearranges, not by force, but by resonance. You don't have to push reality into place. You become so aligned with your truest vibration that the reflection can't help but adjust. The mirror principle is not about controlling reality. It is about becoming so clear, so present, and so tuned to the signal of your highest self that the reflection becomes luminous, fluid, and unmistakably yours. The invitation is simple. Polish the mirror inside, not once, but as a living practice. Keep clearing the smudges, old fears, false beliefs, lingering doubts, until the surface is so clean that only truth shines back. And when that happens, something magical unfolds. The mirror stops being just a reflection. It becomes a window, one that opens into the infinite, where you and the cosmos are smiling at each other, and you realize you've been on both sides all along. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep shining bright.